Okay, hey, what's up, guys? If you watched my previous video, you should be caught up to where we're at now, or maybe you paused in the middle, that's fine too. But point being, you should have this, or at least know how to get to this point. Right now, we're going to be looking at the data folder, right? So it has all the data files in it. In this video, I'm just going to be talking about a single file, and that's going to be this one. In the next video, I'll talk about the weapon.file. file. I'll also be talking about adding the macho sword back into the game, but not in this one. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and open up the com.dat file. The com.dat file is basically, it has all of these different variables, and they determine different aspects of individual items. So you can see this first variable and this ninth variable here are the same. That's going to be the case in every item, right? So this number right here is the weapon ID, or the item ID. So I said weapon because this section is the weapons. But if you scroll down here to some items, you can see it's still the case. We scroll back up here to the weapons. The second variable, that is the item type. So you see with these, I guess I'll go ahead and tell you, this is the, basically what would be the mesh or the model for this item. It's just the model name. It can be added, the extension can be added after the fact, but this is the model name. So if we look right here, we see this is a 1 and this is a 2, but changes, right? So when it changes from 1, it's WM, to 2, WG. You can see it's two different types of item. So this type of item, 1, represents Max's right-hand weapon. So this can be a wrench, a hammer, a golf club, you know. I think even the fishing poles are considered right-hand weapons. They also have a 1 in the second variable. And 2 right here would be WG, it's weapon gun, so that's Max's left-hand weapon. If we scroll down, this is 3, WS, weapon sword, right? So that is Monica's right-hand weapon, and so on and so forth. Items also have numbers for themselves, but I think you get the picture. The second variable is the item type. Neat little trick. This is also a mod you could do if you want, if you're so inclined. You can change these 3s to 1s, and then Max would be able to use all of these swords. Monica wouldn't be able to use them, but they would become Max right-hand weapons. So if you wanted to do that, there you go. That's one mod you could do. But I'm not going to be doing that. It's kind of silly. This third variable here, with that said, move on to the fifth variable. This is one of my favorites, right? So you can see all these weapons have the same one. They're all 1, right? But if we scroll down here, you can see it changes to 999. Well, what is this, right? These are jewels, rubies. These are crystals, right? So this is the maximum stack size of that item. So if we scroll back up here, that makes sense, right? Because weapons can only stack to 1. It makes sense. And then jewels can stack to 999. So that's one mod you can do if you find something. You could change the stack size to, I don't know, 2000, but then you'd have to change the, well, this variable. So that's a good, I can go straight into this variable now. The sixth variable is the maximum item count that you can have in your inventory at one time. And I'll scroll down to my favorite example here. If I can find it, there it is. This is ride pod fuel. Ride pod fuel in the default game, you can only have 5 at any given time. You can only have 5 to each stack, right? So if I change this variable, the sixth, to say 20, now I can have 20 ride pod fuel in my inventory, but each stack can only be 5, right? But if I change this to 20, now I can have a stack of 20. So now I can have 20 ride pod fuel. I don't have to worry about running out of space for that. And yeah, so there's one mod that you can do, and you can do this for every other item as well. So if we look up here, you may have to mess around. This is where it helps to have the debug menu, because you can just open up that grid and it'll tell you the item ID. This is the eighth variable. It controls the sprite for the image. Basically, from the way I understand it, there's a sprite grid in the game files, and this number, basically it'll count a certain amount down, and that will be its sprite. So that's how that works. But basically all you need to know is that this number is the sprite. And again, we get to the item ID, and then the model string, and then this. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it has something to do with item type as well. I haven't messed with it a whole lot because I don't see any point to, but again, not really sure what it is. Not going to be focusing on it in these videos. So the primary, I guess in this video, what I'll show you is these item limits. So let's go up here. I'll go ahead and open up the game so that I can show you which ones you need to change. We're going to go ahead and change all of the food items, maybe a few other items in the game. Uh-oh, I don't have the ISO. Go down here. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and change all these to where they don't have like this very limiting. We're basically just going to change everything 999. This is pretty much like a cheat mod, but we're not going to be changing weapons because that could probably break the game. Let's go ahead and get into the game though. This might be a longer video because this might be like a tedious process. Of course, you don't have to do everything that I do. You can do it the way that you want, but I'm just showing you how. So let's go ahead and get past the weapons here. Don't really care about the weapons. The crystals are already 999. So the coins, I believe, are also, you can see up there in the top left, that's the item ID, right? So if we scroll over here, 204, that is the time coin right there. So you see it's time, and of course this is phonetic Japanese, so I don't know Japanese, but you can infer, right? So this is 204. This is the time coin. Yeah, it already has a max stack size and max item size of 999. So we're going to keep going. If we scroll down here to the first thing that doesn't, we see, so this D box, that means it doesn't have a model. So 246 is probably going, yeah, there it is right there. It's going to be these cores for Steve. We're not going to worry about that one, but this right here, once we get to the talismans, you see 253. Okay, so I made a mistake. Probably had to cut back to this, but that's fine. Let's see. So we have 253. Not sure what I had said, so I'm just going to go over it again. So we have 253 over here in the debug menu. Basically, I'm just going to be going over, keep saying, shoot me. Basically, I'm just going to be going over what you need to change. So really, you won't have to install the debug menu. As long as you watch this video, you'll understand. Looking over here, we have 253. Again, item ID, it's over here. We can see these are the different amulets, right? So we're going to be changing this variable. Well, it's going to highlight. Again, if you're not using Notepad++, I highly recommend it. Actually, I don't know if I said that before. Well, regardless, use Notepad++. Notepad can be a pain. Yeah, we're going to be changing all three of these. I know I told you I don't know what this variable does. But in the case of items, it tends to always be the same as the rest of these. So we're going to keep it that way. I haven't tried changing it. It might break the game. So just keep it the same as these other 2 items. It may do nothing, but, you know, just take my advice here. We want to leave it the same. So for this amulet, you can see the default max stack size, max item amount that you can have in your inventory is 20. I don't think that's... I think I know better than the game devs, you know, so I'm going to change this to 50. I'm going to do it for all of these. It's 50, 50. And then we can just copy and paste this, you know, down here to the rest of them. And you can see over here, if we go down here, 257. Yeah, 257 is the last amulet, and then it breaks off into Max's clothes and Monica's clothes. So we'll go on down here to the next thing where we see bread at 268. So let's see, when does that stop? 272. So let's go down here. Dang it, left click, 272. From 268, 272. Now we're gonna copy. Well, since we already have it in the clipboard, we'll just change it to 50. Let's not make it too OP, change it to 999. Of course, you can if you want, but you're free to do whatever you want. I'm just showing you the item IDs to change. But this is what you'll be doing, is changing all of these. And let's see, looks like I've hit something that's not food related. Where's 277? Why did I mark 277? My bad. Okay, so that's the food. Then we're going to do from 274 to, looks like, these are all throwables, so 286. Alright, so 273, that's going to be resurrection pattern. Of course, the default max size is 3. We'll change that to, I'll change it to 50. Actually, we'll change it to 99. Get a little crazy here. There you go, 99. We'll change the other powders to 99 as well. But back to this, so 274, starting with the stamina powder. We'll change, or stamina drink. Change that to 50. We'll change the rest of these throwables to 50. Well, here, I'll do the healing items. Looks like it ends at 279, so I'll change these to 50, and the throwables I'll change to 99. I think would be just fine. So there we go. And I don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna get rid of it. 274 to 279. Yeah. So, and then from 280 to 286 are going to be throwables. Hopefully, yes. So we'll change these to 999s. We already have this up here, or 99. Yeah, so this is the bomb. This is going to be the, this is the throwing stone. Yeah. Oop. It's going to be the fire stone, the the frost stone. I don't know my stones. I'm looking at them. Lightning stone, wind stone is this one, and the holy stone. And there we go. So those are all the throwables from these from here to here. You can see if you look at the debug menu, the bomb all the way to the holy stone. Those are the ones we just did. So now we're going to move on to these fruit, which are also throwables, but you can also use them as bait. So you can say they're pretty handy. I don't know why 295 is marked down there. I'm gonna change these to 999 because I think that's fair. Of course, you can change them again to whatever you want. I'm not dictating to you what to change them to. You have the with this method, you have the freedom to basically define your game however you want. as far as items are concerned. So again, I'm just showing you which ones to change. I don't know why I stopped there. So 292 is the banana. So we'll go ahead and change that one. Okay, now we have the powders. What did I do for the powder? I think I changed it to 99. Yeah, no. I don't know why resurrection powder is separate. So 273. Yeah, so I changed it to 99. We'll do that for these as well. So you can see those. Come down here to escape powders to 93 to 295. There we go. So you can see for this fourth variable, they're not all the same, right? For the exit powder and the level up, you're going to leave that by itself. If it's not the same by default, like it is for this repair powder, right? If it's not the same by default, I wouldn't touch it. It's that way for a reason. So yeah, that's what you need to know about that. I'm kind of sick of this fourth variable. It really makes no sense most of the time, but we're gonna go ahead and change this to 99, 99. There you go. And now it's going to be stacks of 99. Again, no, or have I said this? No, I swear to God. Alright, so no spaces between these variables when you're typing them in. I don't know if that'll mess it up, but just so you know, no variables. And again, 99, 99. So there we go. They're the powders, right? I think there are other ones that are more spread out. Yeah, so there's the gun. There is the gun repair powder over here, so 298. Hope you guys can hear me over this Dark Cloud music, by the way. It's just been in the background this whole time. So 298 is right here. Change that to, yeah, that's right. Okay, so there's the gun repair powder. There's still a few more missing. I don't know why they're so spread out, but we'll hit them as we come to them. So we have crunchy bread here, 2 different ones. Not sure why, but you can see the description changing in the background. Again, not sure why, but we're going to change those to the same thing we have for the bread. You can scroll up here, pun. That's bread. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. Post it down here. So it's 299 and 300 are both crunchy bread. But you can see right here, for some reason, this is not, it's not the same as the rest. So again, just, what am I doing? 50 and 50, we're just going to type them in. Don't change the fourth one. There you go. Roasted chestnuts is 301. Yeah, we'll do 50 for those as well. 50. We're not going to change the amount that you can have the lure rod or the fishing rod. Doesn't make any sense. So light speed. Right. Okay, so 307. That's another throwable. I think for throwables, what did we do for throwables? There's the bomb. There it is. So 999 is what we did. So we're just going to copy and paste that down here. There we go. Light speed, 307. So, fish, not going to worry about changing that. Prickly, I think the baits are already, yeah, they're 999. We don't change that. Just keep scrolling. Okay, so there's some armband powder, 352. Let's go ahead and, I'm just going to copy this real quick. The 352, don't look over here, that'll confuse you. Just look at this, because there are some missing. 352, there it is. Just paste that there. That's the armband powder. A lot of key items. We're not gonna mess with those. Let's see. What is this? Lure. Minnow 379. Yeah, those. Okay. Looks like we've come to the end here. We'll do the improved bomb as well. So it's 390. So right here, the improved bomb. Right? No, oh my god, I just did what I told you guys not to do. See? You gotta watch this number, not this one. 390. So 20, 20, 20. I'm gonna change it to 50, 50, 50. There we go. There's the improved bomb. Now we're gonna have 50 of those. Also the final bomb. Yeah, we'll do that one as well. I have it. Copy and paste. Okay, I do. And then one thing I just missed. The ride pod fuel. How did I miss that? So 381 up here. I already changed it to 20. I think I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I'll leave it at 20. That seems fair. Is that everything? I believe that's everything that you'll need to know. Those are the only things that I wanted to change. The rest of this should be stacks of 999. Yeah. If there's anything else that you want to change, feel free to look through. You can always add the debug menu yourself. But if you're not sure, there are some files. Hold on. There are some files that you can look at that will give you insight into item IDs as well. They may not be as accurate, but if you look here in this com.mess1, mess0 by the way is Japanese, it'll just have Japanese names off to the side. You can see these are the item IDs. They may miss some for some reason, but for the most part it's correct. So they also have these in here, you can tell. So 181 is wind. Okay, hold on. See, that's not even right. But yeah, so this may not be the most correct way. Wait, 181? That may be right. I don't know why it's way down here though. 381, there you go, ride pod fuel. I know that one by heart. That's a shame, isn't it? But yeah, there you go. So you can use this. Just be sure, you know. And if we open back up this, I think I've made all the changes I want to this, so what I'm going to do next is save it, and I'm going to minimize it because I'll need it for my next video, and we'll go ahead and go over to this folder and take this data files. Now I showed this in the previous video if you watched it all the way through, but if you haven't, this would be a good time to go and do that, or you can just watch the rest because I'm going to do the process here as well. So I'm just going to drop this data file. I'm actually going to copy it. I think the last one I just moved it, but I'm going to copy it to my repacker. And it might take a second, so I'll just cut through that. And it's almost finished copying, so you can see I closed Dark Cloud in the background. That's fine. I'm about to be making a new ISO with our modded game, and I'll be loading that up. So before that, we need to go ahead and repack this, just like I did in the previous video. And go ahead and drop this in here. Of course, this I'm going to copy it. And look there. Need to open the command prompt again. If you saw the previous video, you know how to do this. And let's get those commands. Actually, it should just be, well, I'm not going to make a fool of myself. Let's get these commands out here. And we'll just copy and paste this command right here. Again, if you saw the previous video, you know how to do this, but I'm just going to do it for this video as well. Yeah, see, I'd have typed these in backwards. That's fine. So just let it do its thing. Again, might take a second. I'll probably make a cut here. There's a lot of waiting in this process, I know, but it'll be worth it. Let's go ahead and close all this out. Now we have our new data file. Wait, I'm not in the right folder. We have our new data file here. We're going to open up this Dark Cloud 2 folder like we had in the beginning. Move it over here. You want to go back to your repacker folder and move both of these files over here. So we want to move them, not copy them. So now this is our new game. Again, like I said in the previous video, we can't do anything with this. So we're going to have to open up image burn and create an ISO out of it. So again, create image from file. We're just going to drag and drop this folder in here and hit this button. It's going to have a few things pop up. The first one just wants to know where you want it, right? I'm going to go ahead and plop it down in my Dark Cloud 2 mod folder, our little project folder here. It's going to want to put it in there. We'll name it something else so it's not trying to be a pain in the ass. Dark Cloud 2 modded should be fine. Yes to this, and then yes to that. Okay to that, and it will also take a second. Not as long as the other two processes, of course, but it'll still take a second. So I'll make another cut. I'm just gonna be cutting all the way through this video apparently, but it should save us some time. All right, so it's almost done. It took quite a bit longer than I think it usually does. It might be OBS hogging my processor. By the way, yours should be done in just a hot minute if you're doing it along with me here. But yeah, so operation successful. Again, you can see this whole process in my previous video if you're lost on any steps. Go ahead and close that. So we have our new ISO file here, and we can go ahead and load it up. Go ahead and ISO selector, browse. We will go to the folder and open it up. Yep, swap the disk. Give it a second. Boot ISO fast. Yep, that's fine. And this is our modded version of the game. It should have all of our modded item values. I'll just load it up and show you real quick with the debug menu and maybe some of the stuff I already have in my inventory. In the previous video, if you watched it all the way through, you saw that I couldn't leave the menu because I had too many items. I should be able to do that now if I've matched the usual modded game that I play, if I've matched it pretty close. So open up the items. You can see, scroll to the top, this no longer, it has a blue number, so that means that it's not its maximum stack size. Same here for the resurrection powder. We can scroll down even to this is no longer its max. This is, these are no longer blue like they would be in the previous game. This is still max because I have 50 items, but if I press circle, I should be able to leave now. I cannot. Okay, so maybe bread. Okay, yeah, apparently I had bread at 999. So if I just discard all of these, I should be able to leave. There we go, look at that. And I've changed the maximum stack size for all these items. So, and the maximum amount that you can hold, period. So, but really that's it, there you go, for this video. In the next video I'll be going over adding back the macho sword to the game. Again, right here you can see it's missing from this spot right here. We're going to be adding it back, and we're going to have it to where you can level up a weapon into it. I'm not going to be able to add it back to the dungeons. That's a bit more complicated, and I'm not quite sure how to do that yet, but you will be able to obtain it in the game through leveling up. So, with that said, again, we can actually look through here. Let's go to the emblems. You can see the limit now is 50 as opposed to 20, this 50 as opposed to 20 or whatever it was. 99 as opposed to 3, right? So everything works, and if you do it just like me, then it'll work for you. And yeah, so I think that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you found it helpful, and if this is what you were looking for and it helped you, God, what an awful outro. If it helped you do what you were looking to do, then be sure to drop a like and subscribe, maybe wait on that next episode or the next video in this series where I'll be showing you how to add the macho sword and the let's see, what's it called, the royal sword. I'll also show you how to add the royal sword back to the game. I have no idea, guys. I have no idea. There it is right there. So the royal sword, I'll add it back to the game as an obtainable item after the intro. So be sure to look forward to that next video. Yeah, and I'll catch you guys later.